And what's up, YouTube? We are on podcast 4, right? On podcast number 4. If you want to see the previous podcast, you can look down below. I know you had mentioned the intro thing before last week, so if you want to go first.
Yeah, we've done, this is number 4, and I've never formally introduced myself. There's people that watch this that don't know who we are. My name's Eric. I live in St. Louis, and I am a avid comic book nerd of sorts.
Yep, and the disclaimer, YouTubers, this is the first time I've ever said my name on my channel, which is weird. I don't know how the hell it happened, but my name is Jor-Els, by the way. I thought people probably would have noticed from my channel name, but hey, that's my name, so. I guess we should try the intro thing more regularly, I suppose, so people know how to refer to us if they want to call us out on something or agree with us or whatever. But anyways, so there's not too many meaty things to talk about this week, but there are some things, and let's start with this year's reboot of Godzilla from Gareth Edwards. I think that's what the director's name is. And I'm not even going to pull out the timer this time because just not a meaty week for news this week. But so no timer, but I want to talk about Godzilla because brand new trailer dropped yesterday, and this bitch already has, from the last time I looked at it, already has like 7 million views already. My God. I think the trailer is incredible. I thought all the other previous trailers were incredible. I got a lot of faith in the director, even though, ironically, he's only made one movie. However, it's a solid film. You can see it on Netflix. It's called Monsters. I mean, he made the special effects in the fucking movie for Monsters. So, I have a lot of faith in him for Godzilla. And, yeah. What do you think about Godzilla?
I've never been too heavy into the Godzilla films. I tend to stick more to the comic book realm. But this cast, I'm excited about the cast because Bryan Cranston, my man, this dude.
Heisenberg.
Yeah, Malcolm's dad.
Yeah.
He's freaking amazing. And not to mention, they've also got Elizabeth Olsen, who's playing Scarlet Witch, and is it Aaron Taylor Johnson,
yeah.
Who is playing Quicksilver in the next Avengers film. I love all 3 of those people. I've seen a couple Elizabeth Olsen films, and she's done really good. And obviously, Aaron is kick-ass, and I really liked him in both of those movies, too.
Yeah.
And Godzilla looks incredible. Because they just released the full photo of him, too. Yeah. And he looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that trailer gave me some goosebumps, because I am actually a pretty big fan of Godzilla, especially of, like, the 1950s versions of Godzilla, which to watch now looks ludicrous, but when I was a little kid watching that, those 50s movies were amazing. And one thing that has me so excited about this Godzilla film is the sequels. And the director, he's gone on record to say, and I quote here, he said, with the exception of the 1954 original, I would say my second favorite film is Destroy All Monsters. I just love the idea of a monster island, having a world with these creatures in it. I find that fascinating and would like to treat that realistically. I wouldn't want to limit it to one other foe. I think it's more fun to I can't see the rest because the way I screen capped is weird. But either way, the fact that he's interested in making a realistic, like, Destroy All Monsters type of sequel or sequels is like, makes me crazy excited, because in this first installment of this reboot, it's obvious that Godzilla's not the only monster in the movie. What do you think about that? Or did you notice that even?
I did not, actually.
No?
I did not notice that.
Not even in the last trailer?
No, I feel like the only thing I saw, they kept, shadowing and hinting to, the ripples in the water and the scales and everything.
Yeah.
I do like that they're kind of retelling the origin, and they ended up waking him up when they were trying to kill him, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is that they're Americanizing it again. Like,
how so?
Because they're bringing it back to America. Like, have him attack Asia. It doesn't have to be back to America.
Well, not necessarily, but I mean, that doesn't really bother me at all necessarily. I mean, we don't really know that the forefront of all the destruction is solely America anyways. I mean, I'm sure the bulk of it will mostly be in America, but that's not really...
If it migrates to America, I'm okay with that, but
yeah,
they showed the Statue of Liberty was destroyed, and I just don't picture the three main people in this movie spending most of their time over in Asia or anything like that. So,
yeah.
Like I said, if it migrates over, I'm okay with that. But if it's a full-fledged American Godzilla film, I don't look forward to that.
Oh, that's not really something that bothers me per se. I mean, it's that's not really something that bothers me. Plus, something like that you could easily get into with the sequels, and it looks like there could potentially be big sequences on what looks like islands, maybe. So I don't know. I'm not really too particularly worried about that, especially since this is the best looking Godzilla film I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, the last Godzilla movie was like a joke. It was terrible. I don't know who the hell was the main character of that movie. I forget his name. I know he was in that Jim Carrey movie, The Cable Guy or some shit, but God, what a terrible movie. What a terrible Godzilla movie, Jesus Christ. This is a huge upgrade based on the trailers alone. So either way, if it's solely based in Washington, D.C., for fuck's sake, I don't care, because it looks incredible. I mean, the cast is interesting. Having Bryan Cranston in there, I think, was a huge bonus. For sure. There's been so many people, not that this is a good thing, by the way. I mean, he's a great actor and all, but there has been a lot of people who are like, oh my god, Bryan Cranston's in there? Now I need to see it. I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the idea of there being another monster or monsters in the film Godzilla? And like sequels with, kind of like just having a lot of the iconic monsters from the past and other sequels alongside Godzilla, like trying to rip each other to shreds.
I think that would be, that's some of the things I remember from previous Godzilla films, like fighting Mothra, and all these other creatures that they can come up with for him to fight. I think it would be, pretty awesome, especially with the way that they've what Gareth has done with creating visually what Godzilla looks like.
Yeah.
I think that they could have some really incredible scenes between, monster and monster fighting. That would be pretty awesome to see visually.
That would make me geek out like crazy. Because, I liked Pacific Rim, but it didn't have that, I don't know, it just didn't have that thing. You know what I mean? It seems like Godzilla, and if it had sequels, which, judging by the last trailer, I'm pretty sure we'll have sequels. Seems like the new Godzilla has that thing in terms of giant monster movies that's really going to click hugely, particularly overseas. Holy shit. My God. Can you imagine what the reaction to this film is going to be in, like, Japan? Holy shit, man.
It's going to be crazy.
People are going to be going ape shit. Anything else that comes to mind about the film?
No, I'm excited to see it. I honestly, I don't even think I knew up until sometime late last year that they were even remaking a Godzilla film. But then I caught wind of it and started seeing some promo images and stuff like that. And the thing that really sold me was this last trailer. Obviously, to me, I'm one of those people because Cranston's in it. I want to see it because the dude just brings so much emotion to everything he does. And he's just, God, every character he plays. I wish he was my dad or something because that would just be the most incredible thing ever.
That dude's a beast. Do you think because, I mean, true, we don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's a safe bet that there's going to be a fucking sequel. And given that said, do you think most of the cast will be alive in the sequel, or they'll be like a fairly or mostly newer cast if there's a sequel? Because Godzilla's not gonna die, folks. I'm sorry, because he's just not. Period. True, I haven't seen the film. I know, so it's hard for some of y'all to swallow. But I'm telling you right now, there's no way that Godzilla is dying at the end of the movie. Not like not definitively.
Nuclear weapons. He's not gonna die. All it did was wake him up. He tickled him with an A-bomb.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't see them casting people like Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson, who are upcoming and budding stars, just to kill them off in this movie. And same thing with Bryan Cranston. That guy is a lead character now, because of Breaking Bad. So I don't see any of those three getting killed off, especially because of what I'm sure they have planned if this movie succeeds, like they hope that it will.
Yeah,
I'm sure they got plans for probably 2 or 3 more of these.
Oh yeah, easily. Easily. I would go as far as to even say maybe just go ahead and greenlight a fourth one, because with something like this, you could go pretty far in terms of a franchise. Really far. My God, I would be surprised if the film made less than. I'd be surprised if the movie made at least $800 million. I'm expecting big numbers from Godzilla for sure, but I can't wait to see it. So, what's next for us to talk about? Oh yeah, the cast of Fantastic Four, right?
Yes.
Okay. Shit. Alright, so it's Michael B. Jordan. He's going to play Torch. Kate Mara is going to play Sue Storm. And then Miles Teller. Is that the British dude? Or no?
I don't know if he's British.
The dude from Jumper.
I'm not real sure. I know he's been in some. He was in The Spectacular Now. He was in 21 and Over and Project X.
Oh, that's. I'm thinking of the other guy, the Jamie Bell, right?
Yes.
Okay, that dude was in Jumper. I don't know if he's really British, but he sounded damn British in Jumper, so a little bit too British. So I'm just assuming that's what he is, or at least he's from the fucking UK somewhere. Okay, so Jamie Bell is that guy. Jamie Bell is
Ben Grimm.
The skinny guy?
Huh?
Wait. So I get Jamie and Miles Teller mixed up. So which one's playing the thing?
Jamie Bell.
Okay. Jamie Bell's playing, and he was in The Spectacular Now, right?
No, that was Miles Teller.
Oh. What? Alright.
Yeah, Miles Teller was Project X, 21 and Over, Spectacular Now. And he's playing Reed Richards, which I like because I think he's got that look.
Right.
And Kate Mara is hella sexy. So I'm okay with her as Sue Storm. And we did predict last week that something that happened in a specific show on Netflix is a reason that she is on this.
Yeah, spoiler warnings for House of Cards fans. Big spoiler. But continue.
Now, the thing that concerns me with this, and they don't have to really get too deep into it, but Sue Storm and Johnny Storm are brother and sister. And obviously there's ways to create how they're brother and sister, but in the comic books they are brother and sister from birth.
Yeah.
And they're not an interracial sibling.
No.
Mix up. So that should be interesting to see what exactly they have planned there. I mean, I personally don't care as long as they make a good movie. I could care less what color they are. But Jamie Bell as Ben Grimm is. I don't really know how I feel about that, because Michael Chiklis was Ben Grimm last time, and I thought he did a pretty solid job with that character and the kind of grittiness that comes along with playing that. But, I mean, Jamie Bell, I don't know, he just seems like a little guy. I don't really see him being a Ben Grimm type character. Now, I do hope that Josh Trank, who did Chronicle, can manage to pull this off. It seems like he's big into the sci-fi type thing, which is, I would consider this a comic book sci-fi type movie.
Right.
But also Simon Kinberg, who has done a shit ton of writing for movies and producing for movies. He's attached to this, so that's kind of my saving grace for this film, is that Simon Kinberg is attached to this movie somehow. I hope that they bring out some news about who they're going to get to play Dr. Doom, who apparently is supposed to be the villain. I do hope that they do not make it a woman. No offense to the ladies out there, but Victor Von Doom...
Yeah, he's a fucking man, alright? Like, sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive, but... In every iteration of Dr. Doom, he was a man. So, I don't understand the idea about making it a woman. Apologies for earlier for the fucking confusion, because for some reason Miles Teller and Jamie Foxx were like, or Jamie Bell were like doing this in my mind for some reason, but I had to pull them up on the net here so I can see the faces with the names, because that was not working for me. But Jamie Bell is Ben Grimm. What the hell? I thought it was totally flip-flopped. I thought Miles Teller was going to be Ben Grimm and Jamie Bell was going to be Reed Richards. So that's weird as fuck. Alright. I don't know about Jamie Bell being Ben Grimm. That's bizarre. Like, he's kind of a small guy, right?
Yeah.
Skinny guy, right?
Yeah, little skinny guy.
That's a question mark to me. I don't know what... It would have made way more sense if Miles Teller was going to be Ben Grimm. To me, that's what I thought the whole time. So apparently I just got all screwed up. So fuck me. But, I don't know what to think about that. Miles Teller is Reed Richards. It's nowhere near who I would have chose, but hey, it's not a horrible choice. Pretty solid choice, I guess.
Who would have been your pick?
For Reed Richards? Oh boy. Who would you have picked? 'Cause I need a second.
I mean, for everybody that they were talking to, I can picture this guy with that silver streak in the side of his head. I mean, the dude just has the look like, in the first two films, the casting wasn't bad, the movies were bad.
Horrible.
And Ian Grufford, who was Reed Richards in the last film,
yeah,
or the last two, like he looked the part. And I feel like Miles Teller is a similar looking type of guy. You know, he's 6 foot, he's got the black hair, he's kind of nerdy looking, so I feel like he's a good choice for that.
Yeah, I think, I'm not too familiar with him as an actor, but from the things I've heard about him, I think he's a solid choice as Reed Richards. It's just so weird, because I thought Miles Teller, anyway, I think Miles Teller, I think he's a solid choice, I guess. Now I'm really on the fence about Jamie Bell. Is the thing. That's... I don't... That's weird. Michael B. Jordan, though, and Kate Mara, those are solid to me. I don't understand the whole interracial thing. I don't understand the point of that, but they're both fantastic. You know, Michael B.
No pun intended.
Yeah, but Michael B. Jordan is on the come up. Kate Mara, she's always been good, you know, and she's been great in House of Cards recently. So, this is one of those, you know, wait and see for me. I mean, I'm not excited. I'm cautiously optimistic about the film. I'll say that. About, you know, the cast, same thing. I'm cautiously optimistic. It's weird casting, but hey, the casting of Batman vs Superman is all kinds of fucking weird, and I can't wait to see that. So,
yeah, that is true.
Wow, Jamie Bell's the Thing. That's fucking strange, man.
Yeah, that is that does not make a lot of sense to me, and it also means they're gonna have to. I would assume they're gonna CGI the Thing because
yeah, they got to. The dude's like a toothpick.
Yeah, he's just he's a little guy. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe when he came into the audition room, just his facial mannerisms and the way he used his voice as a thing, maybe it just fit. I don't know. But hey, I will say it's definitely not a terrible choice. I mean, with the exception of Miles Teller, I think just about everybody's had a hand in sort of an action film or something thriller or action-like of some kind. So, you know, I hope it's good. I hope it doesn't fuck it up. Goddamn. What's the director's name?
Josh Trank.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't fuck up the movie. And please, do not make this another Chronicle. I want to leave the movie feeling like I had fun with the movie, not like I've just been depressed by the movie. You know, I don't want Fantastic Four to just be fucking just dark as fuck. You know, I don't mind a little darkness, but, you know, I want to have fun with the movie. Like, the Fantastic Four is fun. You know, this isn't Batman we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I hope that they can bring that type of element to it because it definitely needs to be a lighthearted film. And personally, I would like for this movie to succeed because I want to see Galactus in a film and done properly.
Yeah, that would be incredible. That
was the best part of the whole last series was Silver Surfer. Using Doug Jones to capture his CGI and Lawrence Fishburne for the voice, that was the perfect combination for the Silver Surfer, and that was the best part of the first two films was that character, and I want to see him come back, and I want to see Galactus as well, but I want to see Galactus. I don't want to see some shadow thing shit in space.
Yeah, some cloud.
Yeah.
Like, Galactus was a cloud, people. Like, I can't even. A cloud? No. That was... Man, that was horrible. I really hope that the special effects on the Human Torch, because the Human Torch is my favorite out of the Fantastic Four. I hope the CGI on the Torch is radically different this time around. That would be wonderful, because it was just so painfully fake in the last two films. So hopefully they can find some way of fixing that, because the Torch is a boss. Like, just visually, he's just one of the most visually stunning superheroes I've ever seen. So hopefully visually they can get him right this time, because I think Michael B. Jordan definitely has the charisma to sort of pull him off. Probably pretty easily, I would imagine. So
yeah, and I feel like a lot of that might have had to do with how the character he was in Chronicle too. Like, he obviously, that director's got the whole flying thing down, and Michael B. Jordan was kind of that athlete, over charismatic, egotistical type person, which is exactly what Johnny Storm is. So
yeah,
that was kind of obvious casting for that there.
Yeah, for sure. I will be keeping a close eye on the Fantastic Four. Is there a release date, or is it supposed to just come out in 2015 sometime?
They just said, from everything that I've seen, it's just been 2015. I know that they're doing, they're kind of in like their pre-production right now, and they've picked out some spots in Louisiana that they're going to start filming. So hopefully, God, I hope it's good. I really do.
Yeah, I hope it's good. Yeah, that's all I can say. I hope it's good. I hope it doesn't fail. The cast it's not horrible. At least I can say that. The director's not a horrible choice, so, and it can't be worse than the last two. Please God, no. And do not make Doctor Doom a woman. Don't do that.
Yeah.
They will regret it. Mark my words, YouTube. Remember me saying this. If it's a woman, they will regret that shit. Unless it's like the most clever thing I've ever seen in my life, which sounds pretty doubtful. It's gonna be a bad idea. So, what's next?
The wonderful world of Netflix meets Marvel.
You want to fill the viewers in on what's going down with the Defenders Netflix series for next year?
Why, yes. Starting summer of this year, they are doing filming for the Defender series, which, from what I've read, is supposed to be, they want 60 total episodes, and that's spanning 4 characters. That's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. They haven't done any sort of casting. I know they've got a director for Daredevil, Matthew Goddard, which I'm pretty excited about. And it's also going to be filmed in New York, which is awesome. One of the things I'm most excited about is that they don't have to appeal to a TV audience. They can make a series that they want to make and not have to impress, the studio or the commercial audience or the general audience. These series are going to be aimed at a specific group of viewers, and they really have the freedom to do what they want. And I really feel like what Marvel tried to do with Ben Affleck in Daredevil, like, Ben Affleck wasn't bad, but that was just a bad movie. And there's a lot of potential for the Daredevil character, and even a lot of, as with all Marvel films, a lot of interconnectivity between all the series as well. Especially since they plan on kind of like a Defender series. I guess they're going to do one big show with that, or they're going to do their own series once these are all completed. But I am super excited about Netflix bringing these 4 series to their programming.
I'm not really sure what to say about this series. It kind of caught me off guard. And Disney is throwing a lot of fucking money into this. I think like $200 million into this project. I think the episodes are going to be pretty long too, like each one separately. So
hour long.
Yeah, about an hour long. I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about purely the concept is brilliant. I mean, it's ingenious, especially since they're going to do this through Netflix. Oh, man. You know how many people are going to tune in for this shit? Oh, my God. My problem is I'm really skeptical about the delivery. There was a lot of hype around Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not my thing whatsoever. Sorry, fans. But, so I'm hoping that this Netflix move is nothing like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at all. Like, I hope it's like something kind of like House of Cards, where it's like it kind of seems like, I don't know about all that, but when you watch it, it's just unexpectedly awesome as shit. That's what this Netflix series needs to be. Again, I think the concept is great, but I'm just scared about the delivery, for sure. And the casting. My God. Definitely worried about that, for sure. What do you think about casting for something like this?
Well, again, it's kind of... to touch on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, I do agree it hasn't been the show I expected it to be. They make a lot of mentions of the Avengers and what happened in New York. They even they go back and visit the spot of destruction from Thor 2, and now they're supposed to incorporate Lady Sif into an episode. If they did more incorporating with their universe into the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it probably wouldn't be as bad and as bland as it currently is. Yeah. But that's what excites me about the Netflix thing, is they're not going to be limited. They can, the casting, it doesn't have to be the same people from something else that they've done. They can cast anybody. And to see, just to kind of spitball ideas, I haven't really thought about who I would like to see as Daredevil, but perhaps like a Michael J. White, or a Terry Crews as Luke Cage. Right. Maybe even like a Ray Park, who was Darth Maul, to play Iron Fist. Anything like that. They just have that freedom to be able to do whatever they want. And oh god, I'm so excited. I know it's coming summer 14, so they need to get going with this casting stuff.
Yeah.
I need some shit.
Yeah, I am skeptical. I like the idea, but I'm very skeptical. Like I said, it needs to be like the Netflix series House of Cards. It needs to just be like where a lot of people at first were kind of like, oh, what the hell is that? But then when they watch it, it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, it has to have that kind of effect, or it's just going to be dead in the water to me. So I'm really curious what they're going to try and do here. Because if they get it right, that would be all kinds of awesome. That'd be pretty sick to see, for sure. And that will really put Netflix on the map. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. But yeah, any final thoughts about that series?
No, I hope that it is awesome, because it can open the door for a lot of other, I consider those characters not necessarily A-type characters. Those aren't characters you're going to see in the Avengers or anything like that. Yeah. So I definitely think if those 4 series are successful, there's a lot of other characters that could end up springing up into a Netflix series or something like that. And I really hope that they go with the House of Cards route, where they release all episodes at one time.
Oh yeah, that would be spectacular, because just recently they finally put the second half of the last season of Breaking Bad up on Netflix, and it had been a long wait. I had already watched the whole series ages ago, but it was a long wait for them to update that. So
I haven't seen the last half of the final season.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
What? You need to.
I know.
You need to get on Netflix tonight.
I know, I'm living under a rock.
Holy shit! You are gonna shit magical pancakes when you watch that.
I cover them with syrup too.
Oh my god, Breaking Bad, one of the greatest shows of all time. Let me tell you, it was just flawless, like flawless victory on fucking Mortal Kombat. It was just flawless. I loved it. So I guess let's just spitball some random nerdiness till we get to the usual 44-minute mark. I remember you brought up the Star Wars thing. What were you saying before that? Oh
god, I'll have to look up the guy's name. He's a character from the show Girls. Not URL. From what I've read, he's supposed to be This guy is heavily courted. Apparently, they've already got paperwork written up for this guy to sign, and he's supposed to be Adam Driver's his name.
Yeah, yeah. So he's rumored to be playing a villain, correct?
Yeah, something similar in the vein of a Darth Vader type character.
Okay, which, to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, because me, him, and his brother, we had this conversation when Paul Rudd was being heavily rumored to play Ant-Man. The thing about this Adam Driver guy is that he hasn't been officially announced to be in the new Star Wars, period. Okay? As of today, like today, this hour, and further back in history, he has not been officially announced to play anything in Star Wars. True, there's a lot of rumors. I was reading one earlier today that I remember vaguely, but there are some heavy rumors, and there might be a lot of truth to them. But point of the matter is, not official just yet. And even if it does become so, I mean, I guess, sure. I mean, I really don't really know much about the actor. Haven't really seen him in a lot of stuff.
I do know that he was rumored to play Nightwing. There was a rumor that they were going to cast Nightwing in this Batman Superman film.
Yeah.
And this guy was rumored to play him. No offense, Adam, but you're not the best looking guy.
Yeah, he's a strange looking cat, that's for sure.
He's kind of scraggly and homely looking.
I don't know. Speaking of Star Wars, listen, I heard a lot of rumors that about Zac Efron being in this next installment of Star Wars. Man, if Zac Efron, if I find out that he's gonna be in the next Star Wars, I don't even know.
You're still gonna watch it.
Well, yeah, I'm still gonna watch it, but that's a problem. I don't know if I can get behind that. Zac Efron? No, I don't know about all that. Because I know him and Gary Oldman, they were both heavily rumored to be in the next Star Wars. I'm actually thinking that maybe Gary Oldman might be in there. Just maybe.
I would like to see that.
I think that'd be a great fit, actually. But Zac Efron? What do you think about that?
Well, first, Gary Oldman, this sci-fi type thing would be completely different than anything else I've seen him in, considering he was in Dark Knight and Tinker Tailor Toy Soldier, or some mix-up of those words.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though, with Tom Hardy and them, yeah.
But Zac Efron, he's moved past his little pretty boy image. And I saw a movie about the JFK assassination that he was in, and I also saw The Paperboy, and those were very different movies. Like, he actually showed some acting chops in those movies. I'm not saying that I want him to be a lead character.
Right.
Because I don't like him any more than I liked Hayden Christensen. But
yeah,
it wouldn't. I mean, having Zac Efron cast would be better than having Channing Tatum cast as a lead character. Personally, in my opinion,
God,
because I feel like Zac Efron's got a better acting chops.
Well, thank God. I can tell that Channing Tatum is not going to be in the next Star Wars. Thank you, Jesus. No offense, Channing Tatum, but
stick to 21 Jump Street, Channing.
Yeah, for real. Because I'd be scared out of my mind. I'm scared out of my mind for Jupiter Ascending, the next film from the Wachowskis. I always want to say Wachowski brothers, but one of the brothers is now a woman now, so that's unexpected. But Channing Tatum, I'm still having problems with Channing Tatum in that film, which comes out this year. I don't remember when, but like Channing Tatum has like a tail and like pointy ears and shit, and it's all kinds of cray. I can barely wrap my mind around that. Never mind him being in a Star Wars film. But thank God That's not gonna happen. But if Zac Efron gets in there, I don't know. But they need to announce the cast soon. You know, I mean, true, it comes out like Christmas after next, but I mean, they gotta start filming Star Wars pretty damn soon, man.
Yeah, because there's a lot of visual effects that goes into making one of those films.
Yeah, and J.J. Abrams is
a beast.
Amazing. A really remarkable filmmaker. I really don't... It's funny, because I really feel like he's barely, like, put his toe in the water, so to speak. Like, he's really just scratched the surface of what he can do. And it seems like with every single film, he just gets better and better and better. And each film is better than the last. So, I don't know. I have faith in JJ. Just don't put Zac Efron in there. God damn.
Yeah, he did. He did great with both of the newer Star Wars films. Or, I'm sorry, Star Trek.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite surprise movies was Super 8.
Yeah.
That was a very good surprise film. And that was obviously J.J. Abrams' film.
Yeah.
And I watch Almost Human on Fox, and that show is surprisingly good too. And it's another sci-fi type thing that J.J. Abrams has got his hand in.
Yeah, for sure. Holy shit, we're already at the 41-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. That is crazy. What's some quick things I wanted to say? What's some other geeky news that I heard? Oh yeah, Mark Webb has recently been confirmed that he's going to be directing the third installment of the Amazing Spider-Man series. What do you think about that?
I mean, I like it because you just keep the continuity of the whole series going. Garfield's going to be back for 3.
Yep.
Webb's going to be back for 3. He's got this story that he's already developed, so there's no reason not to have him come back. And hopefully, with how good Amazing Spider-Man 2 looks, they can bring, since they do have these villain spin-offs coming, there's going to be some sort of introduction a little bit further into some of these Sinister Six characters, and Eddie Brock or Flash Thompson, whoever they choose for Venom. I really feel like they could really explore that in the third film leading up to some of these spin-offs.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with Mark coming back for the third time around. I mean, I didn't like the first Amazing Spider-Man. The second one looks phenomenal. I really can't wait to... I'm surprised how much I'm looking forward to seeing the sequel. So, yeah, I think it's a no-brainer for him to do the third one. And, okay, 42 minutes. I guess the last thing I want to talk about is, shit, I can't remember what exactly. It's either called Heroes Rebirth or Reborn or some shit. But Heroes just unexpectedly has been given another season. Now, for me, I loved the first season of Heroes, even though I thought the series finale of the first season was way too underwhelming. Way too underwhelming. Like, when the finale of season 1 ended, I was like, that's it? The fuck? And then, like, everything after that, I just, bleh, I didn't like whatsoever. Didn't like it at all. And now, Heroes is coming back. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I read that there might be some cameos from some of the original characters. But, I mean, I don't mind it. I think that it's just an NBC money grab, personally, because, that was one of their top shows when that show was on.
Yeah.
And their ratings have slipped a bit, and they don't really have any type of shows like that. They do have Constantine, which they're supposed to have a TV series. Thank God Keanu Reeves will not be in that.
Yeah.
But they need something, especially to combat what Fox is going to be doing with the Gotham series. So.
Yeah. When's the Gotham series coming?
I don't know. It's in pre-production. I don't know if they're shooting for this year or sometime early next year.
Probably next year. As far as Heroes goes, I'll watch the first trailer. Fuck, I'll give them that much. All I gotta say is mostly ignore what you did before in terms of the cast. Maybe find a way to show the old cast through the show somehow in a very minute form, and just start from scratch. Fuck it. Get a new cast, new storylines, pay homage to the past a little bit, and just move on and make it better than everything we've seen before, or it's gonna be the ultra suck.
Yep.
And yeah, so we're at the 45-minute mark, folks, and that's all I got. How about you?
That's all I got. We covered it.
Alright, well, about to get out of here so that next week we can film podcast number 5, and hopefully there's more meatier things to talk about next week. So, till next time. Peace.